The winter of 2015 has presented some challenges for snowmobilers in many areas trying to find decent snow. I was lucky enough to hook up with Craig Nicholson, the Intrepid Snowmobiler, and we rode out of the Bancroft Inn and Suites here in central Ontario, and we found some excellent trail riding conditions.
Okay, so we're riding in Bancroft, Ontario, and Bancroft has a lot of big advantages for snowmobilers. The first is that it's a town of about 4,000 people, which is large enough that it has a lot of services and amenities like Shoppers Drug Mart, McDonald's, Canadian Tire, 2 snowmobile dealers, everything you need from a major center. The second thing is that it is a snowmobile-friendly town. A large portion of the population here snowmobiles, owns their own snowmobiles, go riding, so they understand what snowmobiling is about. And you can ride around town in your snowmobile without getting nasty looks, and there's lots of good snowmobile access. So from a perspective of the town, that's great. Now in terms of access, Bancroft is located at the intersection of Highway 28 and 62, and it's only about 2 hours north of the 401 corridor, so it's an easy ride for a lot of the population in Ontario. And really good highway access to get here. So those are the first 2 important things. The next most important thing is that the Hastings Heritage Trail, which is a linear trail that runs north-south, it's a rail trail, an old abandoned rail line, runs from about Highway 7, just out of Highway 7, all the way up to Lake St. Peter. It's the backbone of the system here, and all the other trails run off of the Hastings Heritage Trail. So there are 3 great day loops to ride out of Bancroft. So you come up here for a weekend or a long weekend. You can ride 3 separate loops, different trails. There's the Bon Echo Loop, which runs to the southeast. There's the Hastings Highlands Tour, which runs to the southwest. And there's the Madawaska Loop, which runs to the north. So you've got 3 great days of riding here, plus a whole pile of other local trails that you can explore to your heart's content. So from a riding perspective, there's lots of options. The next thing is that for whatever reason, it's in one of those snow belt areas. It's a highlands area. There's the Halliburton Highlands and the Madawaska Highlands, and this area traditionally gets snow before and longer than most other places in southern Ontario. The other thing is that Bancroft is a cottage destination, so it's used to having a lot of people in town in the summer because there's cottages all over the place. So they're used to that kind of hospitality, they're used to dealing with visitors, they're used to serving people from out of town, so that really helps snowmobilers too when they come into town. Okay, a couple of examples of the kind of things you can expect in Bancroft from a snowmobile-friendly perspective. A number of years ago, they built a specific snowmobile bridge to get across the York River from the Hastings Heritage Trail to access services in town. There's just north of town at Birds Creek, and right here in town there's 2 staging areas where you can park for day rides. So those are both things that a snowmobile friendly town does, and it's the kind of things that snowmobilers really like and look for. Good hotels in town. We're staying at the Bancroft Inn and Suites, easy to access, lots of parking, a great place to snowmobile out of.
We're really easy to find. We're right off Highway 62, but if you're coming in on your sled, we're also easy to access. So Trail B106E, which is the Heritage Trail, runs straight through town. It's pretty much the backbone of the trail system. We're located just off of that. Part of how it's good for snowmobilers is we live up here and we snowmobile up here ourselves. So as far as anticipating what snowmobilers need, we all have information, even our staff though, they're online every day checking trail conditions, making sure we know what to tell people, whether it's when they call wanting to know is this a good weekend to come or not. We make sure we've got the most accurate information for them.
When riding in this area, a lot of the trails are old logging roads. Some of them are also old abandoned rail lines. While riding along the old abandoned rail lines, I sometimes come across the old abandoned train stations. I can't help but get a little nostalgic when I see those old buildings. Lots of memories from World War I, World War II, and into the 50s when that was the main way of transporting people and goods in and out of these small towns.
There's a combination of abandoned rail lines and a whole lot of old logging roads. There's not many tight, twisty, windy woods trails. So when you're riding out of Bancroft, you're riding a lot of wide sweeping trails that are easy ride trails. So from a perspective of where you can go in southern Ontario to ride, Bancroft is a great destination, and it's, as I say, easy to get to and easy to get back home from. It's a great place that a lot of people can come for just a day ride, great place for a weekend getaway, and a great place to stage from for a sledding vacation.